Are you aware that Emory has a Center for Women?
No?
I did not know that Emory had a Center for Women. I am aware.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
I am aware that Emory has a Center for Women.
Do you know where Emory Center for Women is located?
I really have no idea.
No?
In Cox Hall.
On campus?
No, but I've seen the posters on the back of the bathroom stalls. I do, it's in Cox.
How did you hear about Emory Center for Women?
The back of the bathroom stalls.
I never heard of the Center for Women.
From that, you just told me that we had one.
Because it's on the way to FIFA.
Oh, Emory Women in Business.
I remember when I went on a tour of Emory, when I was a senior in high school, my tour guide told me that the Center for Women used to give massages during finals time. So I knew about it before I even came to Emory, and I was really looking forward to it, but I know they don't give massages anymore. So that's kind of a downer, but that's how I know about it.
Hi, my name is Annie Lavin, and this is my documentary on the Center for Women at Emory. I started this documentary because I didn't really know what the Center for Women at Emory did, or really where they were, or why we had one. So I hope throughout this documentary you learn a little bit more about that. Let's start with, where is the Center for Women on campus? The Center for Women is located in Cox Hall. There is a door onto the second floor that is on the side of the building closest to the Emory Campus Hospital. If you enter this door, there's a big sign right out front that says Emory Center for Women. When you enter this door, if you take a left, you will see the elevator and this hallway that has the computer lab for Cox Hall. And if you take a right, you will see a very, 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 very long hallway that is a long walk, but if you go all the way down this hallway, all the way down, then eventually you will come to an elevator on your left at the very end of the hall. And if you take this elevator to the third floor, you will be right at the Center for Women entrance. Alright, now that you know where the Center for Women is, let's try to figure out what it is that the Center for Women actually does.
So what is it that the Center for Women does? So we primarily serve faculty, staff, and students, and we do programs and projects related to institutional transformation, gender-based education, and women's leadership development. And so in terms of institutional transformation, you can see that in things like our nursing nest, which is a lactation space that we have located in the Center for Women, but we also keep up with all the other lactation spaces on campus to make sure that Emory is compliant with the federal regulations. In terms of gender-based education, you can see that in things like our Men Stopping Violence initiative, and that's one of the ways that we really just want to make sure that Emory students are leaders in gender equality and gender education, regardless of whether or not they're men or women. And then in terms of women's leadership development, we do that in terms of things like our Public Voices Fellowship, which teaches faculty how to write op-eds. And so if you've seen an increase of Emory University professors in things like Huffington Post and CNN, it has everything to do, well, it has a lot to do with the Center for Women's Public Voices Fellowship and the Public Voices Scholarship initiatives that we undertake.
We advise 5 different student organizations: the African American Studies Collective, the Emory Women in Business Group, Emory Women in Neuroscience, Feminists in Action, the African Students Association, and
that's it. That's the 5 official groups that we advise. And we also developed this really cool leadership development initiative called I Am Woman. And under the I Am Women Leadership Development Initiative, it's really an opportunity for people for undergraduate students to create the Center for Women that they want. And so it looks like these kind of little niche groups. And so one of them is the Kitchen Table, which is a group for Black women at Emory to come and just hang out and do create the Center for Women that they want it to be. Then we have the Global Salon, which really primarily focuses on international students. And then we have the Queer Women's Group, which is kind of like a discussion group but may evolve into being more. And they meet here regularly.
Okay, now you know what the Center for Women does, but why should it be important to you?
We are a place on campus where women can come, primarily women. Like, we want to be that support group.
Safe space.
Yeah, for women to kind of all women throughout Emory's community to feel community and to be in community. But we do want to engage men because as women we know that we're all in community with men all the time. And we love men, and so we want them to be men who understand the issues that women are facing and who really think seriously about what it means to have to be leaders in gender equity and, you know, have this kind of knowledge around gender issues in general. So we do serve men as well in that way.
I'm not sure what it's called, but it's like engaging professionals, young female professionals in like writing and reading and like all those kinds of events. So I've definitely like read their blog before. I like attend their events pretty regularly if they're open to students, and I like keep in good touch with the women that work there.
We use several platforms to advertise our events. We have a Facebook, we have a Twitter, we utilize our blog, we have a WordPress blog now. We have a bi-weekly newsletter that goes out, and of course we have a lot of flyering and things like that we do for advertisement.
I would add that with our blog and with our Facebook in particular, it really is student run, and so the student workers that we have really decide what the content will be. And I think the really exciting thing about how we use social media is that it allows the students to kind of learn what's going on in the feminist communities. So different than a lot of organization pages, we have our page set up like a person. And so we've been able to hopefully now with these new ID requirements that Facebook has come out with, we're able to keep it like that. But it really creates a sense of community between the people who are doing the posting, which is primarily our students, and the friends of the Center for Women. So we're able to see their feeds, their posts, and it's actually like a learning opportunity for students as they learn what our friends are talking about, and they kind of get more and more comfortable with feeling like they can repost certain content or things that they find online. So it really does feel like a community space, and less like an organization or a business is trying to promote events.
So I hope all this information about the Center for Women has piqued your interest and showed you why it's such an important resource for you. I'd like to leave you with one last analogy about the Center for Women.
And I kind of use this analogy quite a bit, but if you think about the fact that universities really were built with a particular person in mind, and that was a rich white man. And so whenever you don't fit that mold and you come to a space that wasn't really built for you, it's kind of like buying a pair of custom fitted pants that were really custom fit for someone else. And so what I see the Center for Women doing in other diversity offices is acting as seamstresses, and just making sure, like, we can never really go back from when the pants were first built, but we can always work to make them fit a little bit better. And so what the Center for Women does is make the university feel a little bit better for women who it wasn't really meant for.
If you would like any more information about the Center for Women, please feel free to contact me or the Center for Women directly. Again, they're located in Cox and are open from Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 p.m., with special hours on Wednesday until 9 o'clock p.m. I hope you've enjoyed this film. Thank you very much for watching.